And we should be live. So hello,
Hello.
hello.
Okay. Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
hello.
Hopefully,
Hello.
Hello.
hello. Welcome to Hecate's Dungeon. Once again, we're continuing the slightly edited Princes of the Apocalypse campaign. It's an official campaign, but I'm going off book a little bit and making some things up just to make things more fun occasionally. But mostly staying on book, I think.
It's Apocalypse Abridged.
Yeah, cancelling the apocalypse or not. Keeping the apocalypse going.
That's what it's looking like right
Okay,
Right, you're
so...
prolonging the apocalypse.
Living up to our rep as a chaotic neutral party.
now. Postponing. Why are that's funny too? I guess we're just largely chaotic and largely neutral, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so when last we left our heroes, they had infiltrated this large fortress, and so this is Riverguard Keep, which is the kind of base of some kind of a wave cult, like a water cult, and you infiltrated by swimming in through the entrance that ships come in and convincing the guy who guards the chain that you could be let in by showing the sign of the Earth Cult. While he seemed a bit displeased and didn't really seem to care for the Earth Cult too much, he recognised you as allies and has let you into the fortress. Whisper, you were quietly following behind, trying to catch up to the party, which, given your superior wood elven speed of walking and running, you were actually able to do. You arrived just in time on the banks of the river to see to hear your party members over by this opening in the castle talking to somebody, and then they all swam out of view. So you followed them, and you're currently at this. Oh, did somebody just drop?
It was Jade. She'll be back
Jade.
probably.
Okay. So you're currently swimming in the water. You're at this large chain. You can easily swim over or under it, but it looks like it was put there to prevent ships from sailing in. You can see in the distance the rest of your party kind of stalling while talking to this grumpy-looking man, except for Morgana, who you notice is over here, low down under the keel of this ship here, and a guy has just popped his head out of the ship. He is sort of a jolly, jovial, rotund-looking guy with this bluish-looking skin and kind of fin-like protrusions on his ears. He appears to be a water genasi like Morgana.
But I'm prettier.
Yes, but Morgana's prettier.
We love Morgana more.
Amazing.
This guy's a baldy guy, and he's kind of dressed in nautical-looking gear. And behind him, up comes a rough-looking a person in sort of light armor with a mace and things. They look like they're sort of used to battles and sort of ready for a fight if one breaks out.
Okay. I'm going to try and get Morgana's attention because since she's the closest.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
I'm going to splash a lot and shout, Morgana, you forgot that I was coming. Can I come in?
The water genasi walks to the prow of his ship and sort of looks over and sort of goes, "Is that a wood elf over there?"
Oh. I'm with them, and this water is very cold. Please get me out soon.
Gunner spotting them is going to try and yell out something to maybe convince them that, hey, this is not this is planned. And they're not like a rear guard coming in to maybe crash in and cause chaos.
The water genasi sort of looks over at you, cocks his head, and goes, "Why, certainly, young lady. Let me just let you in." And he dives elegantly into the water and swims over speedily. Here, I imagine you're more at ease in the woods than in the seas. Allow me to bring you in and show you my humble abode. He reaches out a hand towards you to help you, and with the other, he kind of lifts up the chain slightly, the chains swim under comfortably without dipping under the water.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You're back.
You're back. That was
Lost you
weird.
for a bit of those sentences.
Yeah, sorry. What do you want to do?
Whisper's gonna very tentatively take that offered hand. She does not look at home at all. You know, she's kind of like half doggy paddling, half trying to keep herself up, and it's not very elegant.
All right. He takes your hand, and it does make swimming a lot easier. This guy swims like he's extremely comfortable in the water and has perfect control of his buoyancy. So, Morgana, what do you want to do? They're about to start swimming back towards you by the looks of it.
Okay, so do I know where he'll come up from? Like, what's the easiest place that he will get onto the boat from?
If I had to guess, he would probably swim over to the mooring rope and use that to pull himself up onto the ship. While he is comfortable in the water, he looks like quite a heavy kind of guy, so with his clothes all waterlogged, he'll probably need to kind of haul himself up onto the ship.
Okay, so could I go to the opposite rope and basically try to kind of like in the shadow of the boat, could I try to hide under that end?
Yes, okay. Now, as a water genasi, I think you can breathe underwater indefinitely, can't you?
Yes.
Right. Do you have any other skills? Is your swimming speed different from a normal person's?
My swimming speed is the same speed, so it's,
nice.
it's 30 feet.
Okay, so I'll let you go first while he's distracted, so you can move like 30 feet.
Okay,
Also,
so
I'll let you roll a stealth check and just go around the back of the boat, I guess.
Oh god, this could go horribly.
Advantage because you can dive right under the water. You could probably swim up the boat rather than going around it.
So, stealth check, yeah? Oh, dear God.
Stealth check with advantage.
Come on, dice gods.
Here we go. Oh no! Oh,
Advantage.
yeah. That I just remembered.
Thank God for advantage.
Okay, let me.
Thank you, dice gods. Dice gods.
Okay.
Don't screw me now.
All right. Whisper, what's your passive perception? Actually, you can roll a perception check because you're looking in the direction. You know Morgana's there, so you probably don't even need to roll one. You see Morgana just dip under the water, and for a moment it's a little scary until you remind yourself that Morgana has mentioned in the past that she can breathe underwater, which makes sense. She kind of looks like a shark, so she just sort of vanishes from view. Yourself where you want to
She
be on the
knows
map.
more about water than I do. I trust her not to drown herself, really.
I'll just
no.
move her. Right, okay, so Morgana's over here near the other mooring rope behind
Yes.
the boat. Okay, meanwhile, the Genasi is swimming over with Whisper to making slower progress. He's clearly not used to having to swim this slowly, and he's trying his best not to kind of plow poor Whisper through the water. And then he reaches the rope. So he's at the rope, and he says, "All right, now let's get you out of this water, shall we?"
That would be very, very nice.
Okay. You do that. Yes, he can. All right. He. You think he's going to like just kind of pull himself out of the water, but what he actually does is he moves his hands around in a pattern, and you can see it's some kind of a magical spell he's casting. He sort of just mutters some words, and you get pulled up in a kind of spout of water and then gently dropped onto the deck in a kind of shower of little particles of water as they spray off you when the chute dissipates, and it leaves a kind of little lingering rainbow in the air around him for a second. And he sort of goes, haha, a little trick that I like to show off sometimes. You can see the guard on the deck of the boat kind of roll their eyes a bit.
It was very pretty. I did. Thank you.
Hey, you there, over there, would you like to join me? I have some fine wine in this ship.
Wine? Well, I suppose it's not something I'd turn down, necessarily.
Yes, very good. You really don't seem like Black Earth types. Maybe you should join us instead. Very humorless, I find them. No offense. But you may be better suited to the crushing wave.
Crushing wave. Black Earth.
Hold
Wait
on.
a second.
I have a point of contention here. Is Black Earth
Yeah?
the Earth cult?
You don't know? Do you want to
Okay.
roll, like... It might be,
I'm
but
pretty
you have
sure
no
I flashed
idea.
them the sign for the water cult, but whatever.
Water cult.
Water cult, yeah.
Yeah.
Which sign
TP.
did you...
The TP.
Yeah.
You flashed them the triangle bomb, didn't you?
No, I flashed them the this one.
Wait. That one.
Yeah.
Check.
Learned from the slimy barman back
sorry.
in
Yeah.
Red
I
Lodge.
thought- Why do I remember from last week you showing them Earth cults?
Well, we had heard.
We talked a lot about the
yeah,
Earth
we talked
cult-
a lot about the
Earth
triangle
cult.
bomb, but I don't.
I don't
why
know,
did we do that? Oh, because
I'm
it was on
sure-
the. We found dead people with that.
Right.
That is not what I showed this guy.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that's weird. Why do I remember you doing? Why do I remember him thinking you were Earth cult?
I don't know. You did
Uh,
say Black Earth, and I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. All right, so
Just some cognitive dissonance, that's all.
yeah, apparently. Sorry, that's kind of changed where this story is going.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
History
It
rewritten
probably
in
would
a
have been
single
easier
stroke.
if you pretended that hadn't happened, but okay.
we can keep going off of that assumption.
No,
I'm fine with that.
I was really
Uh,
confused, I've got to say.
yeah,
Maybe
sorry, I'm
Hoser
not
just
sure what
fumbled his
happened
hands
there.
wrong and it just came out like triangle bomb instead of triangle with
Yeah.
V at the top.
You know what?
But anyway,
You know what?
What?
Fuck it. I'm gonna make a dex save. No,
Sleight
let's
of
see.
hand
Sleight of
check.
hand check. Let's go.
Or maybe performance, it could be.
Oh. Shoot.
It's not a terrible roll. Probably enough to do a hand it's really not doing the hand signal that's the... Although you hadn't seen the hand symbol done before. You'd seen, like... Had you?
I saw the
You've seen the
dude in the
symbol.
wine cellar do it. That's what I was
Oh,
going
you did, didn't
for.
you? Okay, you were copying that. Okay,
But we can say that
let's
I
just
got confused
rewind a
because
bit.
Hauser's an idiot.
All right, and just
But you
did it
actually.
wrong. Or maybe the guy just saw it wrong.
Convenient idiocy.
Yeah, let's just say that the guy in the thing like saw it wrong when he was looking over. I
Oh,
don't
but
know.
we don't know enough about the names of the cults to correct him. I like that.
Yeah. It's great.
Okay.
Problem
So the
solved.
water gypsy on the deck of the boat goes, "How about it? Do you fancy being recruited? Come over to my boat. I'll show you around."
I lean over to Hauser and I'm just like, you know, we could always steal the boat afterwards if it all goes south.
Hey. Or
It
we
is a
could
fine-looking boat, actually.
do better and borrow it.
In matters of sailing, Hauser, I'm quite happy to eschew to your higher authority. And for once,
Hauser.
that's not me being sarcastic.
So this is a large keel boat. It's got like it's big enough to have a cabin. It looks, it looks like it would be seaworthy as long as you weren't going on really long journeys. It looks like the kind of boat that a coastal raider or a trader who goes up and down the coast would use. It could go on like a large river or like across less sort of it could go in the sea. Just it would probably not be able to hold supplies for kind of going to different countries or continents.
It's a fair boat, but still less grand than what I have in mind for me permanent
you can always-
station.
Start small, make your way up in the world, it's fine.
Based on what you know
It's better
about
than-
me, do you ever think that would work?
Let me think on that.
Oh, is there Stout Barrel borrowing a boat? Who are
Alright.
you and what have you done with the dwarf?
So the Genasi is still waiting on an answer from you.
Hey,
He sort of calls to the burly-looking guy over sort of near the. That's meant to be a cabin, isn't it? It's got nothing in it. So, I thought it was like a box, like showing the top of the boat. But I guess that's the cabin. He goes, "Hey, open us some wine, will you? I can talk to these fine folk and try to maybe convince them to join our cause." That dwarf fellow over there looks very talented.
Kate, you're breaking up.
yeah,
Oh.
you're having weird things happen.
You went into a high pass filter for a second.
Yeah.
Why does it keep happening? I don't get it.
Let me see if I can just put myself to push to talk. Maybe that might be something contributing.
I don't know. I don't know what
Better now.
Okay. I don't know if it's an internet thing or what.
Might be because you're cutting out earlier, so.
Yeah. Who knows?
Hard to tell.
Yeah. There's nothing up with my audio settings.
You're working
so
now.
yeah.
We'll just let
I
you know
don't
if we
know.
miss anything.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, hang on. Oh wait, no, that's fine. That's the correct microphone. Yeah, this should be okay. Okay.
Weird mysteries.
But anyway, the Genasi tells his thuggish-looking companion to open up some wine, and he seems to sigh and tromps over to the into the cabin and sort of goes in there. What are you guys gonna do?
I'd be right happy to join you. For a bottle of wine.
All right then. Can you swim over?
Aye.
You can use that little there if you don't wish to get wet again. Although it looks like it's a bit too late for that.
Aye, no sense in trying to salvage what's already lost. And do I actually succeed? Oh, I should set my stuff down.
This is quite an easy place to swim, so I'm not going to make you do a check because it's the water in here isn't flowing like the rest of the river, and it's not like shallow, but it's not like deep or turbulent water. There's a slight current flowing sort of in and out of that cave behind to the back of the little area, but it's not difficult conditions for swimming.
Sploosh, splooshy, splashy.
Gunner will walk around because he's had about enough of being in the water.
Yeah, Ren just spent like 10 minutes making a show and dance about putting her leg back on, so she's going to walk around.
Whisper kind of leans over to Horsa and just goes, Horsa, help me. I don't know anything about boats or water.
Ah, you'll get used to it. The water's just like the land, but wet.
Your perception continues to astound me. Truly it does.
The guy who was escorting you sort of goes, trumps back over to his little kind of area where he watches over the chain. You hear him muttering things like, oh, no wine for me then.
Oh.
Oh.
And he goes in through the door. Okay, so everyone's okay. You go. Some of you swim over, and some of you walk around the edge.
I'm pretty sure I was
Those
the
of you
only
who walk
one that
around
swam
the
over.
edge,
Yeah.
you probably maybe catch a glimpse of Morgana down there. She's sort of in the water behind the boat. All right, so now you're all on the boat. The large, thuggish-looking guy comes out with he's carrying a tray, looking like a guy who you would not normally see a guy like that carrying a tray. This big hulking guy in like leather armor that's covered in like marks from battles, and he's carrying this dainty tea tray with crystal goblets on it and a large decanter of a sort of a rich, dark-looking red wine. And he sort of wanders out onto the deck and sort of seems quite surprised by how crowded it suddenly is. But the Genasi goes, excellent, my good man. He truly is an excellent fellow, this here man. This is Pike, my thug. Don't worry, he likes being called a thug. Now, who will have a glass? Don't worry, it's not poisoned. I'll drink first. And he takes the glass and sort of raises it for a moment, and then takes a dainty sip from it and goes, excellent vintage. We got this down in Arm, you know.
Well, a bit delicate for my tastes, but I suppose I'll be taking one of those classes.
All right. It's got a good kind of scent to it. It's a bit of a it's a relatively full-bodied wine, which means that to your dwarven tastes, it's palatable enough. It's not as bland as most human wines. All right. So the Walter Genasi clinks his glass against yours and goes, cheers! You don't really seem the type to normally be on a boat.
Quite the opposite.
Yes, you look like a man of the earth to me, but maybe we can convince you. You see, those black earth types, they're just so dull. You know? I mean, we respect their tenacity, but I think you can do better.
Well,
Could
I'll
I
certainly
perhaps-
drink to that.
Excellent. Yeah, you have some sea legs. I think you're a man of the sea.
You'd be right there.
See now, you would probably rise up far through Shatterkeel's ranks.
Pardon me?
Oh, Gar Shatterkeel. He is he would be the leader of the crushing wave. He is
Well now.
immensely powerful man.
So I've heard.
Yes, you see, we the crushing wave, we worship the power of elemental water, the raging torrents of rivers in flood, the rock-crushing power of ice and glaciers. We see, living creatures, what are we but simply trapped water, waiting to be released back into the great oceans.
While this is being said, Ren has just got this look on her face like, what is this guy talking about? She's behind him at this point, but she is literally just pulling this what the fuck face.
Yeah.
Gunnar is trying his hardest. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Evistus
Trying
is in
not
a
to
similar
laugh at
state, but he's just kind of nodding along to it, like, go on.
Yeah, I've also claimed a glass of wine as well.
Nice.
He's
I'm
gonna
not
stay
being
sober
very-
for this.
Yeah, no, I'd like to point out Ren sips this wine and just pulls a face because Ren doesn't drink wine. He's just like, ugh, but he's drinking it anyway.
Gunnar's trying his hardest not to look like he's just swallowed a frog.
Well,
Whisper avoids the wine because she's seen everyone else's reactions.
Yeah. Oh, poor Whisper.
Oh my.
Oh, Ren is also keeping an eye on Hauser really closely right now over the top of her wine.
Exactly.
well, the sentiment I can
Yeah.
respect, but you realise, of course, there's a goddess for that.
Oh. We're not here to tread on the toes of the magnificent Umberlee. No. We have our own source of power, and we find them a little more, a little more agreeable, a little more helpful. Not that we don't think Umberlee's power is truly impressive, but we serve a more giving power, one who helps more.
Doubtless. Well then. An
Now,
interesting philosophy, I'll say.
Yes, perhaps you would like to see some of the power of the waterfalls. What do you say?
Oh.
Yes.
I suppose.
Now's as good a time as any.
Okay, we've got this. Sorry, I'm going to keep track of a lot of different pages. Not that page. That's the page that I thought you guys would be on, and you're not because you came to this place instead.
Sorry, Kate.
No, it's not bad. It's an interesting place you've come to. So this is
We
Yes,
are
you-
unpredictable, like water, running into places you weren't expecting.
yeah.
As the phrase goes, the best made plans of mice and men getting off to clay.
Yes. You see, we worship. Have you heard of Hydra?
Probably
Uh,
not.
have I?
Let's
Can I-
see.
Can I roll?
Yeah,
Can
roll
we roll?
either history or Arcana, whichever you prefer.
Gunnar
I
starts
have-
off by saying, "Bless you."
Or religion,
I have-
if you.
I have the same in both. Oh, well, never
a
mind.
Hydra. Never.
Okay, let's see if my history check is any better.
Yes, let me see.
Oh,
Oh, and then
Oh my
I'll.
god!
so magically I know nothing. Historically, I know everything, apparently.
You think through like magical knowledge, like Hydra. You've never heard that in like it's in no like magical texts you can think of, and then you just suddenly, but you feel like it feels familiar somehow, like you've heard it somewhere, and you've heard that name before. It's some kind of an elemental being, and the term elemental evil comes to mind. Like you've heard of some kind of